you struggle with managing your time and keep wondering how you can make time for everything you want to do, keep watching today's video. Hi guys, it's Helly, and this is one of the most common questions that I always keep getting, that how do I manage my time? Because I'm a college student, I have a YouTube channel and I'm working actively on this, and I am also trying to take a course which will help me run a business, and which is the reason why I am pretty overwhelmed all the time. I also have hobbies and I also have my home, so I have to work at home as well. So it's a lot of work. Overall, it's definitely a lot of work that I have to do in a day. It's pretty simple. You just have to follow a strategy, and even if you're not sticking to it completely, even if you're like applying two or three methods from these tips, yep, I think you'll pretty much be able to manage everything in your life and be happy and also have time for yourself left after that. Now, most of the tips that I'm giving you today are from Brian Tracy books, specifically this book called Time Management, which is one of the best books on time management ever. Now, I actively love Storytel. This is one of the best audiobook brands out there, and I have listened to quite a lot of time management related books there because the collection is really vast, but none of them come close to Brian Tracy, because Brian Tracy's book is compact, like it's a 2-hour audiobook, so it doesn't waste your time. Now, it's compact and it also gives you a lot of nice lessons. If you read Brian Tracy, some lessons are a bit repetitive, but it's amazing. There's no alternative for it. So if you want to manage your time well and have a happy, healthy and successful life, please grab this book, or just go to Storytel and use my free trial code so that you can just hear it for free and also hear like 80,000 more books for free for 30 days. After which it just costs like $2.99 per month, which is like the most affordable rate for any audiobook brand. Now, without any further ado, let's get into this video. The first thing that you need to remember while you are trying to manage your time and struggling with school, college, job, whatever, is that you need to tell yourself that I'm good with time management. Most of you who message me, you're like, hey Helly, how do you manage this? I can never manage my time like this. There's no time for me. There's no time for me. Well, there is time for you. How many hours are there in a day? 24, okay? So maybe you're studying for 8 hours. Maybe your school is for 8 hours. Maybe your job is about 8 hours. And I'm also taking like 2 hours if you have to travel, okay? So that leaves you with 14 hours in a day. So let's say you are going to sleep 8 hours. That's okay. You can also sleep like 10 hours if you want to. Just subtract that from 14, okay? And you will be left with 4 to 6 hours. And in these 4 to 6 hours, you can do the things which really matter to you. Most of what I want to do is easily manageable only if I know what is the timeline for each and every work. So please grab a piece of sheet and paper right now and write down what are the things that you want to do. And then write down beside them how many hours a day or how many hours a week you want to dedicate to those tasks. And once you have done that, I'm pretty sure you'll have better clarity and tell yourself that you will be managing all these things really well. If you think that you can't manage time well, you won't be able to. So first, change your mindset, because that's where everything starts. So there are probably 10 things that you want to make time for. Okay, that's cool. Now arrange them according to priority. So maybe school, college or job is your priority, like for most people it is. So keep it at number 1. So that is what you have to make time for every day probably. So okay, that's manageable. So maybe you allotted 8 hours, okay? The next thing is probably maybe learning a new skill or doing something in a side job or trying to get a side hustle. All that, I think it will take you probably 1 or 2 hours in the minimum. So like keep that aside. If there's a hobby that you want to pursue, keep 1 or 2 hours for that aside as well. Similarly, keep doing this for all the things in your priority list, and don't forget your family. Please don't forget your family. It's very easy to forget your family while you're making a priority list because you feel like they're there always. But it's not that way. You'll not be happy if you don't have time for your family. So please keep aside like at least 30 minutes every day with your family, where you talk to your family, where you tell them what you've done through the day, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna help you reach your other goals faster because you'll be telling them what you're doing through the day. So when you're making the priority list, family must always be there. But also keep other things out there. Also, if there are things that are at the end of your priority list, like maybe watching a movie or maybe just going out to have some golgappa, okay, that's not that important, so maybe you can do once a week, okay. But the things that are at the end of your priority list, I'm pretty sure they are not your priorities. So make time for the things that are, and you will easily have more time. The next tip is to apply the Pareto principle. So do the highest impact thing first, okay. So do the activity which will impact your life the most first when you are doing the important tasks for the day in your time management schedule. So usually it is definitely your job, business, side hustle, or school or college, but it is totally up to you to decide what it is for your life. I'm not living your life. Take that piece of paper again and write down which is the thing you must do today so that it has the best impact on your life. So if you want to be a professor, the best thing you can do now is open that damn book and close this damn video, okay. Then if you want to be a dancer, you probably need to be practicing right now instead of watching this video. But I'm glad that you are. But the thing is, do the thing that will impact your life the most first. We often get distracted by other things to do because there's so much to do. But always start with the highest impact thing in your schedule, and you'll obviously soar higher after that, because it's very difficult to maybe, so one of the most boring chores that I have to do is filling up the water bottles, and I hate it, but that is the last thing that I do in a day. Not the last, but I do it towards the end of the day. Yeah, so the thing is, because I don't like doing it, because it's a very, very like small task to do, and I can actually start my day doing it because it doesn't take much time. But I start my day with work because that is the highest impact that I'm gonna have in my life. I'm not gonna have any impact in my life filling water bottles. That's a lot of action that you have to do in your life, but understand which action will help you get ahead and which action will impact your life the most 20 years forward. The next tip is something that I have two opinions about. It is to avoid multitasking. And okay, I am a person who can multitask. I know I can multitask very well most of the times. So I do multitask. Like right now, before shooting the video, I was eating and putting on my eyeliner. And that's because I want to save my time of eating and like doing that. So the thing is, I know I can multitask. So I do it most of the times. But if you think that multitasking decreases your efficiency, takes you more time, please don't do it. Now I'll leave it upon you to decide whether you're a good multitasker or not. Let me know in the comment section below. I don't really find a lot of people who can multitask well, and I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to, but I'm not sure that it is decreasing my efficiency. I don't think it is, but you know, I may change my mind later. But for now, I am good at multitasking, so I do it. Next tip is to say no, because when you make this schedule, after you make this schedule, there will be a lot of new things that will come your way. Maybe your friend will want something from you. Maybe your teachers will ask you to do something. Maybe your boss or your colleagues will ask you to do something. And maybe that will not add as much value to your life. So just say no. Just learn how to say no without offending the other person. Like, make them understand your point of view and say no to their offer, whatever they're asking you to do. In my first year of college, I absolutely plunged myself into college activities. So that was okay. I think that's also necessary in any student's life. But there was so much work I was doing. I was doing the farewell, I was doing the freshers, I was doing Teachers' Day, and I was very actively involved in all of these activities, managing all these activities. And I still do, and I enjoy it, but not so many, like maybe once a year or maybe just twice a year. So the thing is, in my first year, since I had immersed myself in so many different activities of college, I was returning home late. I did not have time for studying. I was always thinking about, oh my god, what should I do? This person has not done this person has not done that. And honestly, none of it has contributed anything to my future. I believe so. So yeah, it was absolutely unnecessary. And if only I had said no when I was asked, I probably would have been far better off. But now that I think about it, most of it was me willingly, because I was looking for new experiences. So obviously look out for new experiences, but also identify which experiences are not worth it and say no to them. Just say no. When you're feeling overwhelmed with the number of things to do, just make a list on your paper right now, which I'm pretty sure by now you have in front of you. Make a list where you sort out things as A, B, C. A is the most important things. B is the mildly important things, and C is the things which are not important. But if you do them, if you have them, it will be nice. So the thing is, always prioritize A and B, and you can always make time for C later. Now the thing is, sometimes I don't agree with this Brian Tracy thing, because if like C is the part which you can focus on only when A and B are done. So if A and B are your college degree, your work, and C is meeting a friend, if you wait till those are over, usually it never gets over at all. So you'll never be able to do the things you want. So I'm a bit conflicted there. So I think if there's something on your C list, just don't prioritize it, but then don't like delay it till A and B are completely over, because most of the times work is never completely over, right? Limit distractions to twice a day. I don't do this. This is not something I can do because my work is on the phone and laptop. But if you can, just limit your distractions to twice a day, maybe just for 30 minutes a day. Browse your phone. I know it's very difficult. I like to believe I don't waste time on my phone, but use it for my work, and that's totally okay. Just uninstall Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platform which keeps you scrolling for hours without doing anything productive. Most of your time management will be just done there, just by the uninstall. So limit your distractions to twice a day, maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes, as you wish. Maybe you start with a little higher time and then you lower it slowly. Let me know if this works, because it's one of the most difficult things to do when you're trying to manage your time. But once you do this, you'll never have a problem with time management in your life again. And the last thing is to reward yourself whenever you're managing your time well, reaching goals and everything. Reward yourself, because it genuinely feels nice. I just had pizza last night, and I had pizza after such a long time. Also, like, it was really, really cheap. So it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I rewarded myself for being able to do a lot of stuff that I have done, and also like to get over the fact that I've not achieved a few things that I wanted to before I turned 20, and I don't see myself achieving them anyway. So that's there. I reward myself from time to time. I hope that you do too. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Grab the time management book by Brian Tracy, and make sure you let me know how it was in the comment section, or by tagging me on Instagram, the Heli blog. Please make sure you're following me on my Instagram, because I'm going to do a Q&A soon. So maybe you want to ask some questions there. Comment below with what are the things that you struggle with while managing time, or comment below with your personal time management tips, because I'm pretty sure you know much more than me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and till my next video, bye bye.